Okay, so today we are talking all about protein, how much protein you need for fat loss, for muscle gain, some examples of protein, and how I include protein in my diet to make sure that the gains are gaining. Now, protein is a necessary macronutrient that is vital for all processes in our body. It's not only for the gains, not only for people trying to gain muscle. We all need protein to be healthy, happy, and thriving. So first, let's go over the absolute minimum amount of protein that you need as any person, whether you work out or you don't. The minimum you should be consuming is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. This is the minimum, okay? So for a sedentary person that doesn't really move much, this is the minimum you should be having. If you work out and you exercise or you lift weights, that number is actually way, way higher, but it's important to know the minimum because that's like your starting baseline point. So let's do some calculations. Kilograms, 2 pounds. The math is not mathing. So if you're 120 pounds, 43 grams of protein per day is the absolute minimum that you need to be consuming. Get a calculator and do the math because I just had so much trouble. Okay, now if you are focused on gaining muscle, all the most recent studies have pointed to a number between 1.6 grams per kilogram and 2.2 grams per kilogram. So anywhere in that sweet spot. This is between 0.75 and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 120 pounds, for example, and you're focused on gaining muscle, you're doing resistance training, that's between 100 and 120 grams of protein per day. I think a lot of people expect this to be higher, especially when they were doing resistance training. But actually, other macros like carbohydrates are very, very critical for muscle growth. That is a topic for another video, but I just wanted to make a note here because I think so many of us focus on protein and forget how important the other macronutrients are. But I also want to note that just eating this amount of protein is not going to make your muscles grow. Obviously, you need to work out, resistance train, challenge your muscles in order for them to grow. It's kind of like a use it or lose it scenario. Like if you don't use the muscles, even if you're eating enough protein, the protein's not going to go there. Your body is very, very good at being resourceful and sending resources, nutrients, and calories to where your body needs it. So if you're not doing resistance training, your body's not gonna send the energy that way. But if you're using your muscles, challenging your muscles, then the protein and the calories are gonna go there to help your muscles grow. All right, so for muscle gaining, that's simple enough. Now, what about for weight loss and fat loss? I think in our current fitness discourse, so much focus gets put on protein for muscle gain, but it is so important for fat loss and weight loss. And I think it's actually even more important, not more important, I'm not gonna say that, but I do think that you actually need more protein as a person trying to lose fat and lose weight than someone who's trying to maintain or gain muscle. Now, there are 4 main reasons why protein is so good for weight loss and fat loss. Number 1, protein helps you feel fuller longer. It is the most satiating, I don't know how to say that word, but satiating, I think, of all the macros. So it helps you feel fuller for longer and you get less hungry and less cravings. Number 2, protein prevents muscle loss, especially when you are trying to lose weight and you're in a caloric deficit or you're restricting your calories, you're burning a lot of calories. Getting enough protein makes sure that your muscles stay there and poppin' and strong. Number 3, protein has a very high thermic effect of food. Thermic effect of food is basically how many calories your body burns trying to digest that specific food source, and protein has the highest. That means your body has to work even harder to digest protein. So it kind of burns more calories. I guess you could say eating is an exercise. And 4, it is much harder for your body to store protein as fat versus carbs and fats. Even though carbs and fats are still super important, you should never cut any food group out. Protein is like the last resort for your body to store it as fat. It will always turn to carbs and fats first. So now for someone trying to lose weight, you are actually going to be consuming the same amount of protein as someone trying to gain muscle. 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram, which is 0.75 to 1 gram of protein per pound. Now, if you are someone who is an athlete, you exercise regularly, you are going hard in the gym, really like putting in the work and trying to lose weight, that number goes up a little bit to 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per body weight per day. Is there a thing as consuming too much protein? Yes, there is. In general, according to studies, your protein intake shouldn't go above 35%-ish of your calories, and 35% is on the high end of the spectrum. There are many reasons for this. First of all, fats and carbohydrates are still extremely important for your body, and by like having more protein, you miss out on the fiber and all the nutrients that you get from carbohydrate and fatty sources. Secondly, this is very hard on the kidneys and can just cause a lot of problems. So I would keep it around 35% on the high end. So now I want to give you some protein source examples. I know when you hear a number like 100 grams of protein per day, you're just like, oh my God, that sounds like so much. Like, how am I going to do that? But it's actually not as hard as you think, because many foods that you don't expect to have protein actually have some protein. But first, I'm gonna go over the most obvious sources of protein. So number one, I have it written down here, we have eggs. 6 grams of protein per egg. So for breakfast, if you're having 2 scrambled eggs or sunny side up or whatever, that's already 12 grams of protein. 1 serving of chicken breast, 26 grams. A serving of salmon, like a 3-ounce serving of salmon, has 18 grams. A burger patty, a typical burger patty, has 26 grams of protein. So that's right, girl, eat your cheeseburgers. 1 serving of chickpeas, well, I don't know if 1 cup is a serving, but 1 cup of chickpeas has 40 grams of protein. That is actually insane. Probably you would eat something closer to half a cup, but that's still 20 grams of protein. I actually have made salads before with roasted chickpeas. When you roast the chickpeas in the oven, they come out crispy and so good, and such a great protein source. Peanut butter, 8 grams of protein in 2 tablespoons. So if you're having like a peanut butter toast or putting it in your smoothies, that's a great little addition. Cream cheese, I just add cream cheese because I love cream cheese. Like I use it like in my pasta sauce and stuff. It has 1 gram of protein per tablespoon. Brussels sprouts, right? What the heck? Brussels sprouts have protein? They do. 3 grams of protein and 1 cup of Brussels sprouts. A lot of fruits and veggies have protein. It's not a lot. It's like 1 gram here, 1 gram there, but throughout the day, that all adds up, which is kind of crazy. No, listen to this. 1 slice of sourdough bread has 7 grams of protein. Who knew that bread would be high protein? I had no idea about this. I don't know if you knew that, but that is great news. Kraft mac and cheese. We have a current Kraft mac and cheese hyperfixation in the office. Like we ordered a bunch of Kraft mac and cheese. It just makes me nostalgic also because I ate it when I was a kid. But 10 grams of protein for 1 serving. And like 1 serving is literally kid size. So I have usually 2 servings of the Kraft mac and cheese. That's 20 grams of protein from like a boxed meal. That's pretty good. Final example, white rice. White rice has 4.3 grams of protein and 1 cup of cooked rice. Yeah. So this is how I incorporate protein in my diet and in my daily life. I don't count my grams of protein. I don't have time for that. But I try to incorporate protein in at least 2 meals of my day, like a heavy protein source. Because obviously all these little things have protein, like bread and random fruits and vegetables, but I mean like eggs, meat, fish. At least 2 meals a day have to be like a solid source of protein. I sometimes will supplement with a protein shake. This isn't like a super often occurrence, just because I feel like in the recent years I've been cooking more and more, and I've been making like really protein rich meals for myself, so I kind of feel like the amount of protein I needed from supplements has gone down. But when I do a booty workout program, or when I'm like on a muscle gaining tip, I will have a protein shake probably on my workout days, just because it makes it a little bit easier to get that protein source. And the protein shakes I use, they have around 20 grams of protein per serving, which is a nice little boost. The pina colada flavor, that's the best flavor. Okay, from Woman's Best, really good. I actually created that flavor with them as a collab, and now it's part of their regular line, so that is great news. And I have it with regular milk because I love milk. I'm a total got milk girly, unless it's in my latte. This is an oat latte. But regular milk, which is an extra boost of protein, and that is my favorite protein smoothie. Eggs in the morning are such an easy way to get a little bit of that protein in. I've been struggling with this because I'm on a little bit of an egg ick right now. I had a hyperfixation with eggs for like 2 months where I had eggs every single day because I was craving them so much, like hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs. I loved eggs and bacon. That was my hyperfixation, and I ate it so much that I got the ick now. So it's a hard one. I still have them sometimes, but I don't crave them. They just make me feel gross. 2 scrambled eggs in the morning over a sourdough toast. That's already, you're at 20 grams of protein. Add some smoked salmon, like a few smoked salmon pieces, you're at 30 grams of protein. And some yogurt as a snack, you're at almost 50 grams of protein, and it's not even lunchtime yet. So, but my main meals, like lunch and dinner, typically 80% of them have like a main source of protein, like fish, ground meat, pork chops, whatever. Oh, salmon. I am an avid supporter of salmon. I feel like everyone should be having salmon twice a week. It is so good for you. I like to do it pan fried with the crispy skin. Ooh, it's so good. And even like my soups, one of my favorite soups I have ever made, it's a coconut curry soup and it has ground turkey. You can also do ground pork, whatever you want, or ground chicken, just any kind of ground meat in the soup. It is so delicious. I have been cooking so much lately, especially because we may or may not be bringing nutrition and recipes to my app, and I may or may not be allowed to talk about it, but I'm talking about it because I've been posting so many of my recipes up on Instagram, me cooking, and I'm getting so many questions from people like, oh my God, drop the recipe, I wanna know. I am working on it. It's been hard to keep it under wraps, you know? I've been working really hard on this and it's taking forever because I am researching and trialing every single recipe so many times to get it perfect. And then we have to film every single recipe because that's right, we're not just gonna leave you with a PDF and be like, peace out, good luck on your cooking excursion. I'm gonna have a little video so you can understand exactly how to make that recipe, but I don't wanna talk about it too much. I am praying that we launch very soon. I'm working day in and day out on this, okay? Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. If you have any nutrition specific questions, please ask me in the comments down below. I can make a video going deeper into any topic, or if it's something that has nothing to do with this topic, you can ask me away. And if you want to see more recipes and stuff that I'm cooking, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm posting what I eat in a day, just, you know, my life and stuff, but I do post a lot of recipes over there on my main account, Vicky Justiz, and then I have my fitness account, which is more for like workout tips, workout videos, and that's just kind of like my fitness account because like I have so much in my life to share with you that I decided to make 2. Also, before I go, I have gotten a lot of messages from you guys that you don't see my videos, you don't get notified of them. You need to make sure you have the notification bell turned on and you're subscribed for you to get notified of my videos because I want you guys to see them and I want to see you. So yeah. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful and I will see you all at the next video.